The Cleveland Browns finish off their year on the road in Pittsburgh. The Steelers with hope still, but no matter what, also playing for their coach.
Hey man, I am never opposed to talking. I just like talking in that cool, soothing voice.
These two clubs aren't overly fond of each other. The Browns would love to be the team that sealed Mike Tomlin's first sub-500 season ever. Probably wouldn't be flirting with the line if TJ Watt hadn't gotten hurt. He won't get any awards this season, but you can argue there isn't a more valuable player or a better defensive player.
Gets the snap, back on a play fake. Watt coming, and he sacked him inside the 40-yard line. Just when we were talking about him, TJ Watt comes blasting off the edge for his 5th sack of the year.
Pittsburgh 1-6 when he was hurt, 7-2 with him on the field, 3.5 sacks in his last 4 games.
Fumbling pocket, down he goes! Watt! His first full sack in his 5th game back from being out 8 weeks on IR.
6 straight games now, Pittsburgh has held their opponent to 17 or less. Watt's impact on the secondary evident as well. Steelers haven't allowed more than 190 yards passing in any of those 6 games.
Watt got taken down, got back up, and got more pressure on Huntley as that pass went incomplete.
So here comes Deshaun Watson. He comes in off his best game as a Brown. Not a ton of yards, but 3 TDs, no INTs, rating of 122.5.
Chubb stays in to help with the pressure, opening up Watson to find Amari Cooper, and Cooper sneaks in for the touchdown.
For what it's worth, Washington's secondary not great. Browns offense with Watson has scored 20-plus twice versus the Commanders and the Texans. Against the likes of Baltimore, New Orleans, Cincinnati, all much tougher defenses, no more than 13 points.
It comes down to this for Cleveland. Watson all day to throw. Now here they come, and they bury him.
Watson didn't play when these two met earlier in the season when the Browns beat Pittsburgh 29-17. Watt was gone by then. Nick Chubb played, though, and hit Pittsburgh for 113 yards on the ground, had 100-plus last week, 5 yards per carry on the year, 1,448 yards. Such a waste.
Here comes Nick Chubb. What a move that was to get ahead of steam off a cut in the backfield.
Steelers aren't stalwarts against backs, 4.2 per run allowed to the position overall, gave up 5.5 a carry to J.K. Dobbins last week on 17 tries.
Dobbins keeps his balance. Chased by Fitzpatrick, out of bounds around midfield.
Pittsburgh's own run game should play a prominent role in this matchup. Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren led the offense to the win over the Ravens. Warren, 76 yards, 6.3 an attempt.
Warren down the sideline, inside the 20, to the 10. Warren out of bounds.
Harris, 111 yards, 5 a carry, best game of the year for him. First 100-plus yard rush game of the year.
First down run, Najee Harris. Good jump to the outside. Harris, with dead leg, gave you everything on that run.
Those two are lined up for another big game, on paper at least. The Browns allowing 5.1 a carry to RBs.
Able to slip away again. He picks up 14 yards.
Harris, the pass catcher, was the one that hauled in the game winner. Kenny Pickett didn't do a ton versus Baltimore, except come up big when it counted. Back-to-back weeks, the kid has thrown the game winner in the waning moments.
Pickett, flush, pressure, throws on the run, caught by Harris for a touchdown! Oh, what a play! And the Steelers take the lead!
He faced a pretty tough pass defense last week, will again this week. Browns holding quarterbacks to a mid-80s rating, under 7 yards per attempt, completion percentage allowed low 60s.
Wentz, deep shot, and it's another Carson Wentz interception. This time, it's Grant Delpit.
Pickett, like Watson, will be pestered by an elite pass rusher. Myles Garrett, 1.5 sacks last week, 15 for the season.
Here comes Garrett. Here comes Garrett. There's Garrett right on cue with the sack.
Steelers need the W and some luck. Deb has to get Pittsburgh Dad's best duds out for this one. Anything could happen, but Tomlin keeping his record above 500 is still pretty cool. He did Coach of the Year things again this season. Do fan things by adding your thoughts to the comments section. Here's our scores.